Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. The Nintendo Switch 2 launched about a month ago, and already people are going crazy for this console. The Switch 2 isn't even that revolutionary like the original Switch was, but it also doesn't need to be. People have been wanting a more powerful Switch for so long, and now we got exactly that. A bigger and better Switch. With the launch of Nintendo's latest console was also the release of a kart racing game many years in the making, Mario Kart World. A brand new entry to the beloved Mario Kart series with a huge roster, amazing new courses, and an interconnected world that ties it all together. So how can Nintendo ruin this? Nintendo, you are so silly. Jokes aside, the price tag is far from great. And to answer the question upfront, do I think Mario Kart World is worth $80? No, of course not. But that doesn't make it a bad game either. In fact, I really enjoy Mario Kart World, and I think it has both good and not so good elements that keep it from being amazing. So let's go through the pros and cons of Mario Kart World, starting with a pro. First up is the visuals. At first glance, this may seem very similar looking to Mario Kart 8, but then you look at them side by side and realize just how far Mario Kart has come. I mean, just look at these character models. Mario Kart 8 characters kinda look dead inside, whereas Mario Kart Worlds look so expressive and alive. It's truly night and day. Speaking of, the day and night cycle is a welcome addition, adding a different flavor to tracks as you race on them. The animation also gets a noticeable improvement, with the classic squash and stretch technique used for both characters and the karts. You'll notice that the karts are just a little bit more bouncy this time around, and I kinda like that. I don't know, it just adds a little bit of extra character to it all. Now this one is a bit of a positive and a negative for me. On one hand, this open world is kind of a vibe. Going around completing challenges and collecting medallions is kind of fun. The P-Switch challenges range from, wow, that's pretty neat, to really unique and fun. While you have this big world to explore, there's really not much else to do in it outside of these collectibles and challenges. Sometimes the world in free roam just feels a little empty, and it kind of feels like more of an afterthought than an actual mode in the game. Like, don't get me wrong, it's really cool that this is a huge interconnected world and the tracks are there too, and they're all connected and you can go from one to another. But when it comes to the free roam itself, when you're just by yourself or even with friends, it can feel a little empty. Also, it frustrates me that split screen is not really available in free roam. Well, kind of. I might make another video about this, but there is technically a way you can do split screen in free roam, but it's just kind of a pain to do, and it's very limited when you actually set it up. Like, yeah, Nintendo technically made split screen possible in free roam, but they did it in the most convoluted way. Like, they could have made it really cool for split screen players, but I guess not. The music is by far the best thing about Mario Kart World. There are like 200 tracks in this game, with a wide array of different genres. In previous installments, you would get mostly upbeat music to fit the high octane action. And while Mario Kart World has that as well, it also has slower tracks for when you're just driving around the world in free roam. And the music isn't just remixes or rearrangements of Mario Kart songs. There are also a ton of new arrangements of Mario songs from across the series, like Dire Dire Docks from 64, which has this very cool jazzy sound. Makes me feel like I'm at a jazz bar or something. What is this? And then you have something like the character select screen from Super Mario Bros. 2, which sounds like an old big band you would hear in the 40s. Like, come on man, this soundtrack is a love letter to the Mario series as a whole. I can't get enough of it. I just wish there was like some kind of radio or playlist in free roam, so you can pick and choose the song that best fits the mood. The game as a whole does a pretty good job at fitting the music to what's going on in free roam. So like if it's daylight outside, it's going to be pretty high energy songs, and then when it starts to get into the evening, it starts to slow down a bit, which I really like. But again, I just wish I could just pick and choose the songs, because man, there's just so many songs to go through, and I just want to hear them all, and I just want to listen to them in order and know which one to pick. But that aside, I don't think I'm in the minority when I say that Mario Kart World soundtrack is the best thing about it. Unfortunately, Battle Mode has taken a major hit in my opinion. I personally love Battle Mode, but man, sometimes it's hard to see this mode get this kind of treatment after every new installment of Mario Kart. It seems like it just gets a little worse and worse. The new battle maps range from bad to okay, and it's just disappointing because not only are the maps kind of meh, but the lack of game modes are also disappointing, as there is only 2 modes you can play. You have Balloon Battle and Coin Runners. Balloon Battle is a mainstay, and I expect that in every Mario Kart, same with Coin Runners. The previous battle mode additions from Mario Kart 8, like Shine Thief, Bomb Blast, and Renegade Roundup, unfortunately did not make the cut. I love Renegade Roundup, and while I didn't expect the mode to come back, it does kind of stink that there isn't a new fun mode that's equivalent in Mario Kart World. Overall, while I do like how the battle mode maps are a part of the interconnected world, I really wish that they designed better courses for this mode. Big Donut and Salty Speedway are decent enough, but then you have Moo Moo Meadows, which feels closer to how battle mode was in the base Mario Kart 8 game.
That's disgusting.
Next point in favor of Mario Kart World is the best mode to have ever been introduced in the series: Knockout Tour. Knockout Tour utilizes the interconnected world to its fullest potential by having a full non-stop race through 4 tracks with the roads in between. You have to make it through these checkpoint gates in a certain position, otherwise you'll be knocked out of the race. This brings a chaotic yet strategic element to Mario Kart World, and the rush of getting through a checkpoint just in the nick of time is addictive. It's so much of a blast that it feels like the entire game was built around this mode. And if that is somehow the case, then it would be well worth it. The next grievance I have against Mario Kart World is the unlockables. Not with the unlockables themselves, but how you unlock them. Now you may be thinking, well, how could unlocking things be so bad in a game like Mario Kart? I have played my fair share of games with questionable ways to unlock characters or costumes, but Mario Kart World managed to exceed my expectations and managed to have several of the most baffling ways of unlocking characters and costumes I have ever seen in a game. Now, to give some credit, some characters are pretty simple to unlock, like some of them you just have to play the Grand Prix. Okay, that's simple enough, but then you have the rest of the roster, specifically the NPC characters, that you can only unlock by getting hit by a Kamek Orb, which is a rare item that can only be used in the middle of races. Why? On top of that, some characters are exclusive to some tracks, so you have to be on this specific track and then get hit by this specific item and hope that you change into a character that you don't already have. Oh yeah, and it changes you to a random character, so you may not get the character you actually want. This is the most egregious way of unlocking characters. At the time of this recording, I still don't have all the characters unlocked, despite playing the game pretty consistently since launch. And that's just the NPC characters. Unlocking costumes for other characters, while easier, is also its own brand of stupid. I get that the game wants to tie these costumes to the world, but finding specific food items that changes your character to the costume tied to that theme is needlessly complicated. It's cool at first until you get to the last few costumes, then it gets pretty annoying. It would have been really cool unlocking these elements through the challenges around the world, but instead challenges, Peach medallions, and question mark panels all unlock one thing: stickers. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief, this may be the lamest unlockable in the game. You don't even really see the sticker on your cart sometimes. It just makes me not want to go out of my way to do any of the challenges or collect medallions. With that said, I am glad that there are unlockables like costumes or characters, but man, there are so many other ways this could have been better. Another gripe I have with the game is the online. Now, I haven't been playing too much online just because I don't really play a lot of online games, but online seems to have suffered tremendously compared to something like Mario Kart 8. And with Mario Kart World's recent update, it seemed that online just got a little bit worse. Mario Kart World allows you to choose different tracks so you can play online together. That's cool and all, but where the problem lies is with these tracks. A lot of them come with the intermission tracks, which means you're going to be driving on these straightaways and long stretching roads for a long time. And while sometimes you'll get 3-lap tracks like normal, it's not guaranteed, and I think that's where the issue lies, and why a lot of players are just kind of fed up with the online in general. Nintendo has not really given fans the choice to pick 3-lap tracks or these intermission courses. There needs to be a separate mode or more customization within the online to give players the choice to pick either the 3-lap tracks that they like, or if some players want the intermission tracks, let them pick that and have a separate little drop down or something like that. Because as it is now, it just doesn't give the player enough options. Hopefully this can be fixed with DLC down the line, but it's really rubbed players the wrong way. Last but not least is the gameplay, specifically the new mobility that Mario Kart World introduces. When this game was first revealed, I wonder what could you possibly introduce to the Mario Kart formula to shake up the gameplay mechanics. I mean, for crying out loud, we're already driving upside down on some of these courses in Mario Kart 8. How can you push the genre even further? Well, it turns out all you needed to do was add a jump, wall run, and rail grind mechanic. These 3 new additions turns Mario Kart World into the most frenetic Mario Kart game to date. It adds an element of platforming that works so well within the context of Mario Kart. You can jump to a rail, then jump to a wall and ride it for a bit, then do a trick to bounce off of it and then boost ahead of other drivers. And that's just one example of how you can utilize these mechanics. I have seen players do the craziest things online with this moveset. The skill ceiling just keeps getting higher and higher for Mario Kart, and honestly, I'm here for it. The game encourages experimentation with some of the shortcuts you can find or even make your own with this new moveset. Overall, Mario Kart World introduces some really cool elements that shake up the core Mario Kart experience, while also introducing some really weird and baffling design decisions that kind of just make you scratch your head. But in my opinion, the positives outweighs the negative. The new tracks, gameplay modes, and mechanics elevate this game. I'm hoping that with future updates and DLCs that maybe Nintendo can iron out some of these issues, like with the online, for example. Because as of right now, Mario Kart World is a fun but flawed experience. I really enjoy the open world, but that's only because of the music that you get to listen to and just kind of vibing out in the world. There's just not too much to do or unlock in the open world. However, when it comes to the tracks themselves, some of these courses are the best in the series. My favorite courses include DK Spaceport, Peach Beach, Wario Stadium, Sky High Sundae, and of course, the great Question Block Ruins, which is probably my favorite track in the entire game. I love this track, the shortcuts are insane, but also just the visuals. I love Ancient Ruins and Sky Islands, and this just combines those two elements together in the most perfect way possible. So yeah, Mario Kart World has a lot of good things going for it, but it's not what I would call the perfect Mario Kart experience. There's just some things that are a bit lacking in this entry. But man, some of the highs, like the gameplay mechanics and tracks, are really high. But let me know down in the comments below what you think about Mario Kart World. Have you played it yet? Have you tried it? And do you like it? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. God bless.